And hello again, Tier 1s. Reverend Robert with you on a Wednesday afternoon, which means it's time for our midweek pick-me-up, 3 p.m. here on the Mountain Time Zone. That's when all this gets going and gets happening. And there's those big red pop-ups in our StreamYard room that say, things failed. Oh, well. Things fail. Technology does not always act the way it does, so that's quite all right. Hey, if you're watching this and you enjoy the program, share it with a friend. Click that button and let somebody know you're watching, whether it's now or at a later date. If you're watching one of the rebroadcasts, because I know you're out there, those of you that watch it later times, please feel free to comment and join in the conversation and join in the experience with us. So we can recognize you as well. All right, you all know the idea here, I believe. 2 songs, 2 prayers. No, wait, the other way around. 2 prayers, 2 songs, and a talk in between. That's what we get into here on the Midweek Pick-Me-Up. So let's dive in. If you're with me, please get ready. And close your eyes. And take that deep, holy breath. Take that deep, holy breath that says there is one power, one presence, one infinite intelligence that's moving and breathing and having its being as all of life. I come to recognize that oneness as it moves through and as my life, through and as the lives of each and every one that experience this, each and every one that are touched by the vibration that is created here, the vibration of positivity and love and light and beauty and truth and health and wealth and well-being, the allness, the everything that is revealing itself here this day. That is what we are about. I am ecstatic to be a part of it, to be experiencing it. Yes, to be it. So I get myself out of the way, I get my humanness out of the way, and I let the divine reveal itself perfectly, completely holy in this moment and every moment. So it is. All right. Welcome, dear ones. Again, so glad you are with us. Now, here's what we're going to do today. How many of you know my dear friend Robin Hackett? Okay, Robin and I know each other. I shouldn't actually call her a dear friend. We know each other. And I love this song. And every time I hear it, it gets me going. And I thought you might want to hear it too. It's called Turn. Check this out.
No matter where you go, you know everybody knows the letting goes for you. Change your point of view, you know what you've got to do. Turning's up to you. Turn yourself around, turn yourself around. Turn it upside down, turn it upside down. Turn it all around. No matter what they say, no matter what they do, the choice is up to you. Don't be nobody's fool, lay it down and play it cool. Turning's up to you. Turn yourself around, turn yourself around. Turn it upside down, turn it upside down. You know what to do. The turning's up to you. Yes, you know what to do. The turning's up to you. So turn yourself around, turn yourself around. Turn it upside down, turn it upside down. Turn yourself around, turn yourself around. Turn it upside down, turn it upside down.
I just love that. Robin Hackett, Turn. And what it reminds me is that we always have that opportunity. I always have that opportunity to just turn it around. Say, okay, that's the way it was going. And, whether it's an illegal U-turn or a legal U-turn, I'm going to turn around. I'm going to make a U-turn. I'm going to start doing things differently. Start looking at things differently. Start believing things differently. And, I love that. I love the song. I love the music she brings to it because it gets the blood moving and it gets me moving. It gets me willing to consider that there is another way. And I had the most amazing conversation this afternoon with a young artist in the New Thought movement, somebody you're going to hear a lot more about here on the New Thought Media Network. And so it's like, the excitement of it all. I'm going to go find one of her songs to use for tonight. But it didn't quite work that way. And I put some effort to it, and it just didn't quite work that way. And I realized, okay, I just need to turn around, go back to what I was planning to do before I had that conversation, and work from there. And I did. And then I followed my normal process of which song to go to and what to start with and which song to end with and how to try to bring myself from one point to another in this brief talk, but this inspiration, because what it all always boils down to, always, is that you have within you everything necessary to turn your life around. And if you like where your life's going and you don't want to turn around, that's fine. No big deal. That's okay, right? I'm not saying you have to be. I'm not saying that everybody's going in the wrong direction. I don't believe that at all. So many of us feel like, yes, my life is going in the right direction, regardless of the appearances around us, regardless of what's going on in the world. We can look at the world, at life, and say things are moving in the right direction. And if you're in that side of the equation that says, no, I want something different. Okay, cool. Say that. And then we can turn things around simply by turning our environment around, simply by turning around our belief system, simply by turning around what we profess to believe, and simply by turning around from the habits and limiting belief systems that just don't serve. It's not that tough. Give me a call. We'll help you. Give any of our practitioners a call. Any of us are happy to work with you to support you in changing what's going on, not by going out and digging up your garden, as it were, but by actively saying, okay, let's help, let's support, let's find a way, let's look at this differently. So, middle of the week, every week, I'm here. And every week I come into this with an idea of how do we look at it a little differently? How do I personally make it up a little differently? And there's some new things going on in my life that you'll hear about when the time is right. But it brought me to a place of saying, excuse me, I got a little cough coming up here. It brought me to a place of saying, this is the year it all comes together. This is the year that there is a great coalescence. I can feel it. A great coalescence of a lot of different avenues and a lot of different pieces of my ministry, my life, my family's life of my kids, and the life of my wife, and the life of the furry creatures that you see in the background around here all the time. All right? It's not just what I want that has to go into this equation. A lot of, as somebody put it in an email earlier today, a lot of moving parts to some of the equations I've got going. Some of the projects we have going have a lot of moving parts. Some are very simple, very easy. Boom, done, let it go. It works. Some are very complex and require a lot of attention. That's okay. There is always a way. There is always enough. There is always the right people showing up in the right time. So In one of these new projects that's just come into my life, what's amazing is the certain pieces and parts of the puzzle fell into place. Like, oh my gosh, there's half the equation already solved and taken care of. Cool. Life can be like that. Life is like that when we want it to be. Where it doesn't take a huge amount of effort to open up a new revenue stream, where it doesn't take a ton of effort to embrace a new health regimen, where it doesn't take forever to embrace a new perception of healthy living, vibrant aging. I invite you to keep coming and watching on Thursdays, the Vibrant Living Hour with our friend Ken Ludwig. I think it's an important show. I want to invite you to make sure you catch that. If not live, catch it on the replays. He's got five episodes or so, I think, so far. I've lost track, but you can catch him on the YouTube channel or here on our Facebook back page. But the idea, folks, I believe, is that we are each here and we are each being called to something unique, and we are each being called to share who we are in a way that's different than we have been perhaps brought up to believe. Some of you hearing this may say, wait a minute, I've been brought up to believe this way. Cool. Thank you. You're ahead of the curve. But I know that I wasn't brought up to believe this way. And I know a lot of people in this movement that have been brought up to believe differently. Now is the time. We are the ones we have always been waiting for. We've just been waiting for times such as these for us to feel confident and fully mature in sharing our gifts, our skills, our talents, our light, our love with the world. That is what we are about. That is a huge aspect of what New Thought Media Network is all about. And so in this conversation I was having today, right, it's obvious, excuse me, that this is an up and coming light in the world. This artist is someone who's going to shine so brightly and so powerfully and in such amazing ways, I believe, to share the New Thought message with the world, to share a positive message with the world, a message of positive media. As I told her, our slogan, right, is global broadcast, a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment. And I think she's all three. I think she's got all three of those, which is a great way to inspire generations. And here's the thing, you've heard me talking about this, right? We have to look at what we do from that global perspective of how do I affect 7 generations before me and 7 generations behind me. We're in a belief system where the vibrations that we cast are not bound by time or space, and therefore healing in this generation can lead to healings in generations fore and aft. And many people think, that the ripple effect is probably about 7 generations forward and back. Okay, let's say even that isn't true. Let's say all I'm doing is healing myself so that my kids are healed. Let's say all I'm doing is healing myself so my grandkids have an experience and they don't have to go through, or can go through with a deeper understanding because my kids went through. We know this stuff works. We've got to work it with a perception of how does this support generations, and this artist has the ability to reach 7 generations forward and speak to the generations coming up right behind her. I'm very, very excited. Again, I'm not sharing that tonight, but we're sharing it soon. When it's ready, the world will know that and the world already know, this isn't anything most of you probably have heard this name before. That's okay. What you're going to experience is a different something new. And I think that's all what we're here for. What a part of what all of us are here for, right, is to turn our lives in the direction of giving, of serving, of being a beneficial presence on the planet, of being part of what is going right, and of being part of the shift towards a world that works for all, away from a world that works for me. I've been sharing a post this week, or I shared it at least once, and I've seen it a few other places, right? We were brought up, many of us, not everybody, okay, but so many were brought up in a paradigm that says if it's good for me, then it must be good for the planet as well. We've got to turn that all the way around. We got to turn that around and say, if it's good for the planet, then I trust it's good for me as well. I have to start taking, I believe, and I believe this is a calling to each and every one of us. We are called to turn around the old limiting beliefs. We are called to turn around what we have been told has been true all our lives just because somebody told us it was true. We have to turn around the trajectory in many cases of where our belief systems are taking this planet and our culture and our society. The good part is, the easy part is, the cool part is, it is easy. It isn't that tough. We're wired for it. Our very nature is to be one of a beneficial presence. Our very nature is to be caring and kind and compassionate. It's easier to love than it is to hate. It's easier to care than it is to not. Because ultimately, we know. Our own inner psyche, our soul knows, your soul knows when you turn a blind eye to somebody on a street that really needs it. Your soul knows when you're acting from the let me get mine and then maybe I'll worry about recycling the styrofoam. But right now I gotta have that styrofoam cup or that styrofoam cooler. How do we each in our own way? I can't answer this for you. I can give you ideas, but that's not part of this program. And if I do, we're going to be here all night and you're not here for that. We're here to lift up. We're here to remember, I believe, that at the end of the day, at the beginning of the day, in the middle of the day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter what time of day it might be. Good night. No matter when, we're all in this as one family. And deeply we are one. More than deeply. There can be no limit to the good that we're experiencing in our lives. So I'd like to share this as our next piece of musical inspiration.
Everybody get up on your feet, see the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet, see the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Everybody get up on your feet, see the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet, see the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah.
Ooh, thank you, Gary Lynn Floyd and Robin Hackett. I trust you see what I did there. What I did there is I moved us into a place of knowing that there is truly only one. I invite you to join me in that place. Join me in that place of knowing that there is only God, God and God alone, expressing itself perfectly as all of life. My life, your life, the lives of everyone that you see, that you're connected with, that you're connected to, each and every one across this entire planet, a divine emanation of God's light, a divine expression of the love and the light and the family that we all are. Because together we are all one human family, one human expression in billions and billions of forms, billions and billions of heartbeats, billions and billions of ways, and each one a unique divine expression, a unique avenue through which to know and experience the divine. So what I know, as we are each here on this sacred mission, on this sacred planet, at this sacred time together, for some reason, I don't always know why, I trust it's in part and parcel of creating a world that works for all, of awakening humanity to its spiritual magnificence, of providing the tools and the resources to experience life fully in the human and the divine. In the human and the divine, each one. So I claim for all that hear these words a great and glorious experience of knowing that it is all God, it is all good, and we are grateful for what happens, for what wants to be, for what wants to reveal itself. Knowing it's all good and it's all God, I release this word and I let it be. And so it is. And so it is. Thank you, dear ones, for being with us. This is... I had a little frog in my throat most of today. My apologies for that. So this is the Midweek Pick Me Up here on New Thought Media Network every Wednesday, 3 to 3:30 Mountain Time. 2 songs, 2 prayers, and a talk in between to uplift the inspiration on the Wednesday afternoon. I want to say thank you to you for being with us, and I invite you to take just about 30 seconds and help me say thank you to those that are financially making all this happen. So thank you again to all of our contributors and everyone that's involved in financially supporting New Thought Media Network. If you'd like to get your name on the next video, and I'm making it right now, the June video should be released soon. If you'd like to get your name on that video, please hit the donate button that you'll find somewhere in the description of this video. I'm Reverend Robert. I've got one more thing I want to share with you, and then we're going to get out of here for the afternoon. Check this out, an overview of our shows.